It is the hottest time of the year, and today we're going to be making some fermented lemonade. The fermentation process creates carbon dioxide, which is going to give us a fizzy, bubbly, probiotic drink. The fresh lemon juice plus the probiotics are going to make this a very healthy beverage. Not only are lemons high in vitamin C, they also have a lot of minerals that are very beneficial, like calcium, magnesium, and potassium. And one thing that is pretty cool about vitamin C is it can help your body to absorb other nutrients. I am juicing quite a bit of lemons because I'm going to be making two different versions of fermented lemonade. One is going to be with honey, which I actually ended up preferring at the end, and I'll tell you why. And then one is going to be with a raw cane sugar. After juicing all the lemons, you are going to strain through a sieve to get out all the pulp and seeds. To make 1 quart of this lemonade, you're going to need about half a cup of fresh lemon juice. And try to get all of the juice you can out of that pulp. You may need to mix it around a little bit, and you might even need to squeeze it with your hand. Set this lemon juice aside and let's gather the other ingredients. During the research for this recipe, I did find some articles that said that sugar worked better than honey, but I actually found the opposite to be true when I did this experiment. And that might be because I used a raw cane sugar, but overall I think the honey had a delicious floral flavor and I didn't think it affected the fermentation at all. So you're going to add 1/3 cup of your natural sweetener into a pitcher. I like to use these little glass pitcher measuring cups because I'm going to be pouring the mixture into a narrow-mouthed bottle. If you don't have a little pitcher like this, what you could do is just combine everything into a small bowl and then pour it into your bottle with a funnel. After you add your sweetener, then you're going to add some warm water. Now, if you are using raw honey, I highly suggest using just warm water, not hot, because you might kill some of the beneficial properties in the raw honey. We also want to make sure it cools down completely before we add our next ingredient, which is whey. A hot water is going to kill the bacteria in the whey, which is going to ruin our entire fermentation process. But first, make sure to fully dissolve all of the crystals or the thick honey into the water. Next, we are adding in the whey, which yes, you do need to add to make this recipe work. That's where we're getting the bacteria, and you can get it from straining yogurt. You could either buy yogurt or make your own. I will link up above where you can find a tutorial on how to make your own yogurt. And then you're going to strain it to get the whey, which is the yellowish liquid, and it is full of beneficial bacteria from the yogurt starter. I like to make very thick yogurt so that it's very high in protein and creamy, and so I get a lot of leftover whey when I make yogurt. If you are wondering why we would make a fermented lemonade in the first place, it's so beneficial to add beneficial bacteria to our gut for our microbiome. Bacteria play a huge role in our overall health, and having a healthy balance of microflora is very important. So to our sweetener and water mixture, we're going to be adding about 2/3 a cup of whey. Again, make sure that the water is cooled down to at least 100 degrees. Next, we are adding our freshly squeezed lemon juice to a bottle with a stopper. You don't want to add your lemon juice directly to the whey because the high amount of citric acid could kill some of the beneficial bacteria and affect the fermentation process. So first add 1 3/4 cups of cold filtered water to the bottle and then add the whey sweetener mixture. Once everything is added to the bottle, close it up and give it a good shake. I highly recommend using a bottle with a stopper. It does make it a little bit better, but you could just use a bottle with a twist on top. It still works pretty well. Ferment this on the countertop for 2 days, but I do suggest checking it every 24 hours to prevent an explosion. Once it's nice and bubbly, seal it up again and put it in the fridge until it is cold. I like to enjoy mine over some ice. I love this ice maker because it's stainless steel. You don't have to worry about any plastic. I'll link it in the description box below. But it's also delicious without any ice once it is nice and cooled. You could add some lemon slices or some herbs or even some fresh fruit. As you can see, it becomes nice and bubbly and it's such a delicious flavor. The honey really gives it a floral flavor, which is why I prefer it with honey. I will link the blog post for this full recipe in the description box below. And if you're interested in another fermented drink recipe, I love my fermented ginger beer recipe made with a ginger bug, and I'll link the video above. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more natural, nourished, and traditional living content.